Yo, what's up, everyone? What's good, Dan? What's good, Ghostbuster? Welcome to the stream. Hope you guys are doing good. You know, every time I go live, I forget that I haven't set up chat yet. Well, I have chat set up for myself, but I don't have it set up for, like, to show, like, the replay of chat on screen, which I need to... I need to make a note to, like, do more, because I keep forgetting to set that up ever since my OBS settings reset a while back. Oh, this is the wrong tweet, too. I was looking at that tweet before I was scrolling through my Twitter. Yo, what's good, Aqua? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Oh my god, we have 162 replies to this tweet. That's crazy. Yo, what's good, DSG? Random live while at work. I'm intrigued. Well, this should hopefully be an intriguing live stream. We're going to be looking at Kingdom Hearts hot takes. This is going to give people a little bit to join. But how's everyone's night going? How are you guys doing? On my end, I am I'm doing all right. I'm hanging in there, you know. We're doing okay. Life is lifing, that's for sure. So what we're doing today is we're going to be reading Kingdom Hearts hot takes on Twitter. Recently, I don't know, I've gone through another one of my Twitter stints as of late where I've been tweeting a lot, making a lot of posts, varying from different things. A couple hot take posts, you know. We're going to blame Dax for it. We're going to use Dax as a scapegoat. Life is boring. I don't know if I describe life as boring right now. It's lifing, for me at least. For me. Do you guys hear the music fine, by the way? You guys hear audio fine? You guys hear myself fine? Not gonna lie. I'm always asked that question, but y'all, like, there were some people I listened to in the TikTok live stream we did who said that, like, they couldn't hear me super well, or they couldn't hear the video super well over my voice. They were capping. Because I went back and edited the VOD for my TikTok live stream, which I upload on YouTube today. And, bro, one of my biggest disappointments in that video is how I couldn't include so many funny TikToks because my voice was just completely washed out by how loud the TikTok was on the streaming end. No one said anything about the actual video being super loud. All right, Ghostbusters doing it already. Hold up. Look. I'm not quiet. I am not. Gotta get some headphones or something. I'm not quiet. I know I'm not quiet. I have similar audio settings I had on last time. I'm a little quiet. Yeah, my mic's almost in the red. There's no way I'm quiet. Am I quiet, chat? We're doing this again. Ghostbuster might have been one of the people saying in the live stream that I was quiet. Because y'all said that I was too loud last time, or y'all said that the TikToks were too quiet. And I turned the TikToks up and put my voice, like, lower. And I'm completely drowned out by the TikToks. Maybe that's what people wanted, though. I'm loud. Yeah, see, look, Ghostbusters said I was quiet. Now they're saying I'm loud. All right, Putty Apple. They have my phone next to me, actually. Y'all told me to just look at my phone to see what the live stream audio is like. Yeah, everyone say hi to Putty Apple in the chat. We haven't fully started yet. I hope you guys like the overlay I'm doing. You guys might see this overlay pretty frequently. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you can hear the music or not. That's not, like... There's not anything I'm super worried about. Well, hold on. Because this turns into a video, then... I'm gonna have to edit out the music anyways. Okay, yeah. Alright. Sorry, I had to, like, take a sip of water right quick because we're about to get into. Have we really ever been live for over 5 minutes? All right. Look, so for everyone coming to the live stream right now, I hope you're having a good day. Hope you're vibing. Hope you're chilling. Hope you're having a good night. I know for some of you on the East Coast, this might be a little bit later into the night, but I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing good. I hope the dogs are okay, the wife's okay, the kids, all that good stuff. So I went through a Twitter stint recently where I have been tweeting out some wild Kingdom Hearts tweets and just kind of letting people have at it. This one especially, I tweeted out which game is better between Birth by Sleep and Dream Drop Distance. And the reason I tweeted this is because I think someone in one of my other posts said that, a better argument would be to start a tweet about Birth by Sleep versus Dream Drop Distance, because I was going to originally make a KH2 versus KH3 tweet, and someone was like, well, Birth by Sleep and Dream Drop is a way better debate, and they're completely right. Birth by Sleep and Dream Drop Distance are kind of like these two games that they're Osaka's like main games. Like when you think of handheld era Kingdom Hearts, yeah, Days exist, yeah, Recoded exists, and those are great games, right? But there's a reason two of these games got remastered and the others probably didn't. Even if I don't agree with those reasons at all. Birth by Sleep and Dream Drop Distance are probably games that are more substantial when it comes to lore. They do a lot for the Kingdom Hearts series. They've changed the Kingdom Hearts series in many ways. Birth by Sleep introduced, they're basically the prequels to Kingdom Hearts. This is basically like our prequel era, if you're a Star Wars fan, for the Kingdom Hearts franchise. Like Terra is over here being Anakin, Ventus, I don't know who Ventus would be in this scenario, but we got our Star Wars. If Kingdom Hearts was a Star Wars trilogy, Birth by Sleep would be the prequel era, and then the Key Saga would probably be the Old Republic stuff. But Dream Drop, on the other hand, Dream Drop Distance was the game that introduced time travel. Birth by Sleep was the game that introduced significant new characters, new Keyblade warriors. It changed the way we viewed the Keyblade, and we viewed the Keyblade lineage, I suppose. So chat, you can have at it. Which game do you think is better? If you didn't already respond to this tweet got 151,000 impressions and lots of engagement here. 2,000 likes, 341 comments, crap ton of quote retweets as well. Shoot, we could have scrolled through the quote retweets. There's a lot of them. There's a good bit. There's a good bit of quote retweets, which also spread, everything on Twitter. Yo, what's good, Oscar? How's it going? Demon God Jr. Tweet is facts, even more so in KH2 with all the supers on remix. Oh yeah, for this one? Heck yeah. You respond to my community post. Oh yeah, we did also do a community post, which we got almost 100 comments on. So, which tweet do you guys want to start with? Because I was basically going to, I kind of want to start a series. I don't know how I'm going to format this series, but I just think it'd be a cool idea to make discussions out of some of these topics. I could obviously make big videos about these, video essays, go the highly edited route, but those are fun. But it's also fun to just talk, be more authentic with our approach and our opinions, and just have at it. We're having a conversation, how we're doing on live stream. I want to do a video series where we talk about Kingdom Hearts hot takes. This will very much so be inspired off of a YouTuber who I recently became a big fan of, Sandy Zap. Sandy Zap is a wrestling content creator. I'm a big wrestling fan, if you guys don't know. I've been talking about quite a bit recently, so maybe more people do know nowadays, but I'm a big wrestling fan, big WWE guy. Not even just WWE, I just like wrestling pure, but definitely mostly WWE. But anyway, Sandy Zap does this kind of series where they, every couple of weeks, a couple times a month, they use their Reddit, they use Twitter, they use all their socials to talk about Kingdom Hearts, or not, I said Kingdom Hearts, to talk about wrestling hot takes. And there's a lot of people on YouTube who do hot take type series, but I guess I kind of want to do something like that for KH, because when you think about what Kingdom Hearts, man, Kingdom Hearts has a lot of games. Kingdom Hearts has so many games. We have like well over a dozen, over 13. We have a lot of Kingdom Hearts games between remixes, between original titles, between non-numbered titles, rhythm games. We got canon mobile games. We have a lot of Kingdom Hearts that not everyone has experienced, but there's a lot of people who have experienced a lot of it. And throughout, over a dozen different games, a lot of opinions, come into play. Like quite a lot of opinions. So I think it's interesting to talk about some of these opinions. And one of my opinions that I have that I made on April 7th, this was now over 2 days ago. Kingdom Hearts 1 has aged fine. You're just bad. So this was my first post that I made. Me and Dax got into a really dumb Twitter debate. It wasn't even a real debate. It was not a debate at all. But we were just talking about the whole $90 Kingdom Hearts 4 tweet that Mira made. Mira, still, I have no idea why you made that tweet. You are insane for making that tweet. But anyways, Mira made that post, right? Actually, I could probably go back and it's probably not that far from here. I definitely quoted it. Where's it at? Okay, it wasn't that long ago. Hold on. I scroll over it. Oh. Did Mira really? Okay, I guess did Mira private this post? Huh, that's interesting. All right. Anyways, there was quite a reaction to Mira making this post. And I was saying, please don't manifest this. I think Dax made a quote retweet saying, yeah, I will totally pay $90 for a KH game. Mira wasn't trying to say that, yeah, we should pay $90 for a Kingdom Hearts game, but they're basically just making the post, us Kingdom Hearts fans are so down bad, we would definitely pay $90 for this, which I would. They are right. I would. If they charge $100 for KH4, I will pay that $100. But I do not support them doing that. Even though that would be me supporting it. Literally buying it would be me supporting it. But you know what I mean? I'll do what I have to do, but I will not I do not advocate for this. I will not advocate for anyone else to do it. I'm a freak. I'm a freak of nature. I will buy anything with Kingdom Hearts slapped on it. That's a game at least. I will not do that for other stuff. One VR game that's inaccessible for the most part. Exactly. We have a lot of Kingdom Hearts games. So I made this tweet talking about Kingdom Hearts 1 is age fine. You're just bad. I'm going to be honest. I do feel this a little bit. Now, maybe the you're just bad part is a little mean, right? It might be a little mean. I probably shouldn't say you're bad at the game because most Kingdom Hearts players are bad. Okay, that was even meaner. Seriously though, most Kingdom Hearts players are not freaking Nintendo, Violin, all these speedrunners, even outside of speedrunners. They're not Jeff on Twitter. They're not, Maka Chop or Yachi Nanase. They're not doing these crazy combo things. Most Kingdom Hearts fans are playing, experiencing the story. They're enjoying their RPG elements. They're finding their chests. They're doing their little mini games, and they're button mashing. They're button mashing to have fun. They know to dodge and block during certain attacks, but they're not analyzing the crap out of it. They're analyzing it to win, not analyzing it to perfect the fight or explore the deeper gameplay mechanics or anything. So when I say most Kingdom Hearts players are bad, they're not literally bad. I just say it in the sense that a lot of Kingdom Hearts players they're more casual. Kingdom Hearts is a series made. That's why there's so many different difficulty options. It's a series made for anyone to experience. Your little 4-year-old brother could beat this game, but your 20-year-old, 30-year-old gaming veteran can also have the hardest time of his life fighting the data battles and Yozora on critical mode, level 1, Kingdom Key only. There's ways to make Kingdom Hearts fun for every type of player. Casual, I guess speedrunner, competitive. I don't know what competitive would be for Kingdom Hearts, but I'm gonna just use the word to talk about a sense of difficulty or a sense of accomplishment. Just every type of player can get into Kingdom Hearts, have fun, enjoy it, and have a good time. Evie, I'm gonna be real with you. Stop spamming Splatoon or stop spamming Song Request, or I will just ban you from the channel straight up. So many theories running now after I watched Nemo's voice acting across. I need to watch that. I really do. I haven't watched the full dub yet because I've been saving it for whenever I go back and rewatch Union Cross in its entirety because it's been a while. I go back and rewatch a lot of cutscenes, but I don't I don't do that super frequently. Riku's theme is better than Roxas's theme. Riku's theme's not bad, but I don't know. I can't say it's better than Roxas's theme. Roxas's theme is iconic for a reason. You know what I mean? It's iconic for a reason. Riku's theme is very, very good though, and I think like in a cutscene, Riku's theme like plays a little better sometimes. Like it's one of the more underrated themes in Kingdom Hearts, but I don't know where I would quite rank it. So some of the replies to Kingdom Hearts 1 is aged fine, you're just bad, were very interesting because you had some people who were like, yes, I super agree with this. You had some people who were like, you see this person here, they're like, this, exclamation point, exclamation point. There's a couple of people who are like, is this even a hot take? I'm trying to find some of those. Hot take, this dude's completely right. Hot take, Cage 2 just has smoother gameplay. Everything else is not nearly as good as the original game. Wait, what? I don't know what they mean by that fully. I'm having a couple of people like talking about how is this even like really a hot take? And it kind of is, because that would be like the first question that will pop up, right? Like, is this even really a hot take? And I'd say it is a little bit nowadays. Back in the day, pre-remix era for Kingdom Hearts, I think Kingdom Hearts 1 was pretty universally loved, but I think as Kingdom Hearts 2, like when Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix came to the US, more and more people got to experience Kingdom Hearts 2. A lot of people who grew up with Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2, like a lot of those people, like, you know, they're the people who are on Twitter, they're the influencers, they're the people who have been pushing and praising this game like crazy. Kingdom Hearts 2 has a way more dedicated speedrun community than Kingdom Hearts 1 had or did. But I feel like while Kingdom Hearts 2 has gone up for many people during the 2010s, like in terms of popularity, in terms of just general critical like reviews, like people say this game's 10 out of 10, best game of all time. I agree. Kingdom Hearts 1's went down a little bit. There's another crowd that likes Kingdom Hearts 1, but maybe thinks it's aged a little bit. There's even a crowd, an extreme version of that crowd, that thinks Kingdom Hearts 1 feels so clunky and terrible compared to Kingdom Hearts 2. And what I find is maybe the cause of this feeling is a lot of Kingdom Hearts fans and a lot of like new age, hold on, let me reword this. What I find might be the cause of this is that a lot of Kingdom Hearts fans who grew up with Kingdom Hearts on the PS2, not everyone started with Kingdom Hearts 1. A lot of people did. But a lot of people also started with Kingdom Hearts 2. Kingdom Hearts 1 was a lot of people's first Kingdom Hearts game, but so was Kingdom Hearts 2. Before KH3 came out, Kingdom Hearts 2 was the second most popular Kingdom Hearts game and is still also among Kingdom Hearts 1 and being in the top 15 most sold PS2 games, just period. I think it's like number 13 or something last I checked, unless they updated it. But I think a lot of people who played Kingdom Hearts 2 first, going back to Kingdom Hearts 1, it feels clunky, it feels slow, it feels like, wait, why am I not like zipping across the screen in 2 seconds like I am in basically every single Kingdom Hearts game after? Like when you think of other Kingdom Hearts games, they have all these movement options. Even Birth by Sleep to a degree, like while I would argue Birth by Sleep is definitely way more clunky than KH1 is, some people are fine with Birth by Sleep's clunkiness because of the commands. Like it's it's compensated for with commands and D-links and shot blocks and a lot of other abilities like good dodge rolls and cartwheels and stuff. Like other Kingdom Hearts games have movement. Kingdom Hearts 1 doesn't really have any major movement. Kingdom Hearts 1 is a very vanilla Kingdom Hearts game, but that's kind of what makes it so good. It's the start of Sora's journey. This is like Sora's first time being a Keyblade wielder, and you're actively learning like with him how to use the Keyblade, and it's perfect that it's like this slower, like kind of more spacing dependent Kingdom Hearts game compared to Kingdom Hearts 2 or 3 or like even Dream Drop, where Sora's he's a freak. Like Sora's doing all this crazy stuff. He can beat Goku. Like he's broken. He's super broken in future Kingdom Hearts titles. We know what happens. So I kind of think it's a lot of people just contrasting Kingdom Hearts 1 to Kingdom Hearts 2, and it might be a similar case with Kingdom Hearts 3, where some of the criticisms for KH3 came from people trying to play Kingdom Hearts 3 like how they played KH2. And that might be what's happening with Kingdom Hearts 1. Some people are playing Kingdom Hearts 1 like it's Kingdom Hearts 2 or 3, and they're trying to do that. They're fighting against the controls. It just feels super slow to them. And not even trying to nuance it to that degree, but like, if it's not their preference at the end of the day, it's not their preference. I get. Not everyone's into Souls games or Souls likes, because Kingdom Hearts 1 is probably faster than your average Souls games. But some people, not everyone's calling those games clunky or super slow or like bad or whatever people say about KH1. Kingdom Hearts 1's combat is amazing. And I think the final mix version of Kingdom Hearts 1 made a crap ton of improvements, dude. Now, there are some aspects of Kingdom Hearts 1 that have aged. For example, Night Sky here, very big Final Fantasy channel. I think they're, like over 100,000 subscribers on their Final Fantasy channel. Follow their new Twitter account, by the way. They got shadow banned on Twitter, so you guys should definitely follow them. But they said something, I agree with. It looks like me backpedaling immediately, but I agree with this. The camera in Kingdom Hearts 1 is probably the only thing about the game that I can say has aged like really bad. I'm not a fan of PS2 camera. This isn't exclusive to Kingdom Hearts 1. This is a thing with a lot of remasters of PS2 games. PS2 camera was rough. And it's because the PS2 era of gaming, especially those first couple of years, a lot of like those first couple of years of PS2 games, they finally had like another analog stick. Well, let me rephrase that. A lot of those early PS2 games, they had like a crazy amount of level design in them. Like Kingdom Hearts 1, you had Jak and Daxter, you had God of War. Like you have these games that had a lot of crazy like levels and a lot of interactive environments. And that was something on the PS2 that was really pushed, just interacting with the world of the game. The camera, they did not know how to design cameras properly for that. A lot of PS1 games had very fixed cameras, not a lot of like camera like rotation, looking up and down type stuff. PS2 didn't have a ton of that either, but it definitely had a lot more like of a freeform camera than at least these other games did. As a matter of fact, on the original version of Kingdom Hearts 1, you didn't move the camera with the right analog stick. You moved it with L2 and R2. A lot of people probably don't know that because a lot of people get into Kingdom Hearts nowadays through the remixes, through the PS4, PS3, PS5 versions, PC. So a lot of people don't know that the original Kingdom Hearts 1, you moved the camera with L2, R2. Kind of crazy though when you think about that. KH1 is definitely slower than KH2, 100%. But does slower mean bad, or does slower even mean aged? Like, because when I think of age, like a lot of people use age in like a derogatory sort of way, where they're saying, this game is aged bad. It's kind of like, well, when you say it's aged bad, then yeah, you are just saying like it aged bad. But a lot of people, when they talk about these games being aged or KH1 just kind of being a little outdated, needing a remake, needing a big remaster, like, I don't know. I don't think Kingdom Hearts 1 is the most urgent game that needs a remaster. There's other Kingdom Hearts games that came out later than Kingdom Hearts 1 that I think need a remaster or remake first. Days, Recoded, the entire Key Saga. Kingdom Hearts 1 is not at the top of the list, but I know that if we were to get remakes of these Kingdom Hearts games, Kingdom Hearts 1 would probably be at the top of Square Enix's list because it would perform the best. Like, I think a Days remake from the ground up, while it would probably perform pretty well, like it would probably sell like 1 million, 2 million copies, something like that. A Kingdom Hearts 1 remake, one of the top-selling games of all time, and one of the top-selling games on the PS2, that game getting a remake would be like generational. Like even people who have never played Kingdom Hearts could get into Kingdom Hearts through that remake. You know what I mean? Master Odin is on Fraud Watch after watching Damo's vid explaining Dark Road. Yeah, he is on Fraud Watch. I'm glad Damo made a tweet talking about that, or made a video talking about that stuff, talking about Dark Road, doing the Dark Road explained video. We have a podcast actually coming up with Damo soon, guys. We recorded like a month ago, but I never, I haven't gotten around to finishing like editing it yet. We have a couple of podcasts with a couple of guests coming soon. We also have a new podcast episode coming out tomorrow. I'll never forgive Nomura having Sora to be the one to save Aqua and not Riku. Well, okay. Riku didn't need to save Aqua. Like, Riku didn't need to be the one. It would have made him more useful in KH3, perhaps. Like, it would have gave Riku's, like, mission a little more purpose instead of Sora kind of, like, he spent the whole game trying to save Aqua and find out, like, where she was, only for Sora to come in and do it anyways. I get that perspective of it. That one was kind of like, okay. But it made for a cool moment with Sora, with Riku. And I think this whole story was meant to have Sora save Aqua, I think. Because you see how Aqua was going to give Sora the Keyblade at one point for starters. And then she realized Riku already had it. And they realized you don't need two friends, having a Keyblade in this sort of like in this dynamic. Like a relationship doesn't need two Keyblades here. So she was going to do that originally, and it didn't end up happening. On top of that, you think about 2.8's intro. The whole opening of 2.8 is completely teasing like Sora and Aqua. And then you have the secret ending with Sora like kind of moving on to Olympus. I think they definitely wanted Sora to save Aqua, and they wanted it to be this sort of just story about how she always kind of saw that Sora had that potential to be like this person, but she didn't want to burn their friendship with that. And I think this is kind of cool that they like connected the 2.8 opening with what happened in KH3. I thought that was absolutely beautiful. The slow factor is dependent on the game. Look at the original KH3. We waited how long for a number title, and that blew by insanely quick, even with side content. There was almost nothing to the game. Okay, I don't get your point fully. If we're talking about slow, I thought we were talking about like slow in the sense of combat, because that's what I'm talking about. That's what people call KH1 being slow as. KH3, the main thing base KH3 was missing was a Coliseum. Still was missing a Coliseum, but I wouldn't say KH3 doesn't have any content. Like KH3 definitely had quite a bit of content. It had a lot of like external content most Kingdom Hearts games don't usually have a lot of. Like base KH3 was missing a Coliseum. Battle Pores are cool, not a replacement for the Coliseum though. The secret boss was left a little much to be desired. I think what KH3 lacked was exciting different content rather than content as a whole. It had a lot of content. It just didn't have a lot of like it didn't have a Sephiroth fight. It didn't have like you fighting Leon and Yuffie in the Coliseum or doing a big Heartless boss rush or anything like that. It didn't have anything like that, but it definitely had content. Like the Gummy Ship is basically its own game in KH3. They went so hard with to actually make fun and interesting mini games, unlike other KH games where mini games can be a little iffy. Like we remember how clunky Birth by Sleep's mini games definitely were. KH3 needed a middle point arc like KH1 and 2. Yeah, I think it did. I think it needed a middle world. I think they were just trying to put all their eggs into the ending, though, which I think was successful for them. I think KH3's ending, personally, outweighs, like, it's one of the best things in the series. Like, it's straight up, it's one of the best things in the series. Since we're talking about this, because we talked a little bit about KH1, well, let's keep reading some of these comments. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm a yapper, so I go on my own tangents. I agree. My only real issue with it is scrolling to the bottom option every time I want to interact with something. One of them absolutely spoiled me in that aspect. KH1 is definitely less hand-holdy compared to Kingdom Hearts 2. We're just in the unfortunate situation where most gamers love their hands being held throughout the story, from strictly linear level designs to objectives telling you exactly what to do in the top left corner of the screen. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 1 is definitely one of the least hand-holdy KH games, but at the same time, I wouldn't really describe Kingdom Hearts as a hand-holdy series in general. Like, they tell you what to do in Kingdom Hearts, but they don't always tell you exactly where to go. It's more like it's just obvious where to go. Kingdom Hearts 1 is one of the few KH games that has, like, enough level design to where it's actually questionable on where to go, what to do. Like, Kingdom Hearts 1 is one of the few KH games where it isn't just, like, going straight or going up or going like straight in a curved path. Like Kingdom Hearts 3 even. I love Kingdom Hearts 3. Kingdom Hearts 3's worlds are great. It's filled with so many things. But in Kingdom Hearts 3, the way KH3's level design is, while it's really good and it's some of the best we've had since Kingdom Hearts 1, you can just go into a straight line and, do the objective. Just go to whatever new area there is, pretty much, in KH3. Compared to KH1, where going straight isn't, there is no straight. There's no going straight in KH1. KH3, you can just go straight in every single world, and that is like, that's how you get to the objective. However, what's different about KH3 compared to like KH2 or BBS or even Dream Drop is in KH3, while the straight path is the golden path, there's so many diverging like lines. Like think of like a tree. There's like a branch like on the side where you can, play like splash water around with Rapunzel. You can do the arrow interaction with Rapunzel. You can go to this island in the Caribbean. You can I don't know, you can interact with this chest or this mini game in San Francisco. Like Kingdom Hearts 3 has a lot of side adventures, but you have to go out of your way for the side adventure. Like that meme that's very popular among like RPG fans where it's like, okay, this path, this like X or like this route on the freeway takes you to the objective and takes you where you need to go. And then there's like the right path, that like exit that takes you to a random chest that you definitely don't need. RPG fans always go to the random chest. That's KH3. And thank you so much, Babsy-kun, for the $5 donation. Oh my gosh, thank you. Hot take. I'm not gonna try to say the name of the song. Screw. I'm gonna try. Shurzo de note. I can't do it. Okay, that song. I'm gonna say that song. That song in Recom is criminally underrated. I felt like it was what should have been used in Recoded, as it perfectly fused both KH1 and 2. Really? So is the Recoded version any different? Hold on. I kind of want to listen to it. Or like, is the Recom version different? I'm gonna play it right quick, guys. Thank you for the $5 super chat, though. I really appreciate that. Okay, it doesn't sound too different, honestly. Yeah, I was thinking that isn't this just the Hollow Bastion battle theme, right? Anyhow. Now it's the Hollow Bastion battle theme. It's pronounced. Wait. On Scherzo de Note. Scherzo de Note. All right, I'm gonna have to work on that. I have a little bit of a lisp. Well, probably a major lisp. The more I keep talking and the less water I drink, the more my lisp comes out. But definitely. That's not good for me to say. Honestly, for me, KH3 now is just the star of the game in the end and Remind. I love KH3. I love KH3's middle portion just because of the worlds. Like, I love the worlds in KH3. People think I'm, like, trolling when I say that sometimes because they're like, bro, how can you go through these terrible, awful, bad Disney worlds when there's, I don't know, Roxas can be saved at the end, or there's so much story we want to get told. The story's coming. I'm excited for the story in Cage, and I love the story so much. That's basically the main thing I talk about on my channel during a lot of periods. I love the story. I think that's obvious. I love every aspect of Cage, though. It's not just the story. So, like, if there's no story, I try to look at what's good here. How can we like take something that isn't happening and like make it good or have fun with it? And for me, if there's no story going on in the Disney world, which there is, but whatever. If Roxas isn't returning in a Disney world, or like we're not fighting some organization member, I'm having fun with like, you'll break me with one question? Break me. Where is Missing Link? Missing Link is Friends we made along the way. That's where I'm gonna go. Story pacing is horrendous. I think it's good personally. I think it's fine. Like, I like KH3 story pacing. I was cool with it. It's weird. It sounds crazy, but while I was playing KH3, I actually vividly like was thinking to myself, this story, like they were pacing the story out pretty good because we got a cutscene after every single world in the game. Compared to Kingdom Hearts 2, there's multiple moments in Kingdom Hearts 2 where you go through the game and you're not getting any lore. Like there's multiple moments like that. However, what's compensating that is that Kingdom Hearts 2 has a bigger beginning, bigger middle, and bigger end. So it has three major like acts, which follows a more typical story structure. Kingdom Hearts 3 does the approach where it more so spoon feeds you a lot of information until the finale. So Kingdom Hearts 3 will give you like, I don't know, it'll give you an appetizer here, appetizer there, and then it'll give you like a lot at the end. And that's kind of how KH3's pacing is, which I don't mind because for me, I don't think that's really unusual for finales. Maybe for like a game, it might be a little unusual, but like, I think a lot of finales kind of do that. Like the story is made for the ending. Like the story is made for the ending. It's completely made for the ending. Now, I do think the trailers ruined KH3 though, because imagine how surprising it would have been if Marluxia, Larxene, freaking, I don't know, all these other characters. Imagine how surprising it would have been seeing all these organization characters without the trailers. And that's something a lot of people who followed KH3 initially, they don't think about too much because I do think the trailers hurt the experience quite a lot for mostly the Disney worlds, and that's why the pacing felt a little worse, because Marluxia would have been a way crazier reveal if we didn't know about it like a year ahead of time, year and a half ahead of time. Same with Vanitas, same with Luxord, Vexen, Demyx, same with a lot of these characters. We're getting GTA 6 before Missing Link? We might. Alright, let's move on to the other hot take though. Because we weren't even talking about KH1 too much. So, we're talking about KH3 quite a bit. You guys think we should just move on to KH3, end it off with Birth by Sleep? What do y'all think? Y'all want to talk about the Birth by Sleep take or this take? What do y'all feel? Yeah, Kilo Graveyard's trailers were definitely pretty bad. Great trailers. Amazing trailers. Bad, though. Both. Well, we'll cover both for sure. We're not gonna not cover both. BBS. Okay, we'll do the BBS one then. All right. So chat, I'm gonna ask this again. What game is better, Birth by Sleep or Dream Drop Distance? Where we at on this? What we thinking about this? Personally, for me, Birth by Sleep is way better. I won't say way better. They used to be tied. So for a very long time period, Birth by Sleep and Dream Drop Distance for me were basically tied. They were constantly like a seesaw. They were going up and down, back and forth. Some days when I was playing Dream Drop, I'd be like, Dream Drop's so good, man. These Disney worlds are so vibrant and colorful and unique. Dream Drop has one of the most unique world catalogs in the series because it's not necessarily filled with like extremely popular movies. It's a lot of like post-Renaissance, like Hunchback. Well, Hunchback I think is technically part of the Disney Renaissance, but it's part of these like movies that technically weren't on paper as successful as some of the more popular movies like Lion King, Mulan, etc. It was filled with worlds like Symphony of Sorcery, Hunchback of Notre Dame, you got Three Musketeers. Like, you had some of these movies that a lot of people only even find out about today through, like, Netflix or through Disney DVDs when they were younger. Dream Drop's world catalog is so good. And I even think I like the Dream Eater aspect. I'm not someone who likes monster catcher games. I'm not a crazy into like Pokemon or Digimon or any of those types of games. But I think Dream Drop does a lot of right when it comes to its aesthetic, when it comes to a lot of its concepts, when it comes to its worlds. And this might surprise you guys, I even love Dream Drop's story. Straight up, I said this in my most shocking Kingdom Hearts moments video. I love the ending of Dream Drop. I thought the time travel stuff was crazy. I don't have this preconceived like opinion of time travel being super bad or hating it in media, thinking of some lazy cop out option. I've never had that perspective. I think time travel stories are perfectly fine and can be really good when done well. Steins Gate, great example of a time travel story done extremely well. Some might say some like Doctor Who does really good with like time travel or like that sort, that being a core narrative piece. Like I think time travel done right, done interesting, is fun. And I think Xehanort, them using it mostly as a means to bring Xehanort and all of his current iterations into like one big climax in KH3 was great. My hype for Kingdom Hearts 3 would not have been as huge as it was if it was not for Dream Drop Distance. Mostly the ending. I think the ending of that game was peak. And people talk about story, by the way, right? People talk about story and pacing. I really do think Dream Drop's pacing is pretty mediocre. That is a story I would say. People say KH3's pacing is mid. I don't really agree with that fully. Dream Drop's pacing is mid. I actually don't really think anything major happens in Dream Drop Distance, literally until you get to World Never Was. Like, you get little snippets here and there, but why are they giving you the option to skip some of these flashbacks? Like, they really shouldn't be doing that. But no, maybe I should take that back. I don't know. Yo, Babsy-kun, thank you so much for the additional $5 super chat. Dream Drop Distance is better to be played on the 3DS rather than consoles. I feel being on console hinders it since it was built for dual screen. Same with Days. I actually disagree with that. I think Dream Drop Distance went up for me on console. I think Dream Drop on the 3DS, you're not taking it as seriously. So like the DS Kingdom Hearts games, people aren't taking them as seriously in terms of like their mechanics, because I think there's just a thing with DS games. Handheld gaming, I think in general, is a lot more like casual. Outside of Pokemon, people aren't taking most handheld games like seriously in the way where like other action games we're trying to figure out all the tech and combos and frame data and this and that. On the DS, you don't really care. You're just playing to have fun. Like, I beat Dream Drop Distance in the middle of the night in my room, just 3DS bright as heck up to my face. My mama would get mad. Like, I played Dream Drop like that, and it was super fun. Dream Drop plays way better and plays way smoother on 1.5 plus 2.5, and it plays even better on PC, on the PC version. And I even think Days plays better when you like meld it together too, kind of like what Melon Mix does. I do think these games play a little bit better, but while they play better, you're able to notice more of their flaws, if that makes sense. Like, 3DS Dream Drop literally had so many problems, like, that they fixed in the newer versions. 3DS Dream Drop had caged one camera with cracked movement. Doing flow motion with the super zoomed in 3DS FOV, it was kind of hard. Like, Dream Drop is the only other Kingdom Hearts game where people got lost in, and it mostly was the grid. It was mostly the grid. Dream Drop had, like, not even the craziest level design in the world when you think about it, like, when you replayed it on PS4 and PC, but because you're so zoomed in with the FOV, it completely changes the experience. A lot of people want, for Kingdom Hearts 1, if Kingdom Hearts 1 ever got a remake, or, well, yeah, a remake, this has been remastered, like, 3 times now. If Kingdom Hearts 1 ever got a remake, people would love it to, like, have the FOV change, like, a FOV similar to modern Dream Drop, or basically just any other Kingdom Hearts game. Additionally, they actively did nerf flow motion and the drop gauge on the PC and PS4 versions. I'm pretty sure when 2.8 was first coming out, they actively talked about how the drop gauge was a little too egregious, because that was a big criticism of Dream Drop. That's where most of the slander towards the drop system came from. A lot of The drop system on the 3DS was way faster. It was way faster than it is on console. You can actually play like most worlds without even using drop me nots. You could get through a full world and a half, maybe even two if you're like really good at the game or really fast. You could get through maybe 1 to 2 worlds before your drop gauge like starts, beeping and going crazy. On the 3DS version, you could barely get past a single world with the drop gauge. So they toned it down, like they cut it in half. Now, Birth by Sleep. I do think Birth by Sleep's better. And this Birth by Sleep being better opinion came recently. Now, Birth by Sleep and Dream Drop were always kind of like at odds with each other. Like they were basically even, and they still are closer to even than they are apart. But if I had to give the edge to anything, I would give the edge to Birth by Sleep nowadays. And that's because when we were doing the combo contest back in 2021, me, my friend the Frozen Cavern, many other creators and combo fanatics in the Kingdom Hearts community, when me and Cavern especially were researching the Kingdom Hearts games to just find out like hidden tech or crazy combos or crazy anything you could do with the gameplay systems, because the number titles are very explored. They are obviously the most popular titles. They're the titles that a lot of people speedrun, that a lot of people like, dig into the mines for and find out all the crazy hidden tech. Birth by Sleep, Dream Drop, Days, Recoded, these games aren't nearly as explored as the number titles are. So we went into this with the perspective of, let's take these games and really just take it to the limits. We found that with Dream Drop, there was a lot of struggle and there was a lot of just weird jank when it came to its mechanics and its enemy designs. And we found that there's just a lot of things in Dream Drop when you are taking a more like thoughtful approach towards the game. There's a lot of mechanics in Dream Drop that make me question things. Like, for example, in Dream Drop Distance, most of the Dream Eaters, for whatever reason, just have like a crazy amount of like stun attacks. They're hyper aggressive on critical mode, and it's really hard to try and do anything cool in those games. One of the coolest things I could find out to do in Dream Drop was being able to maybe like cancel certain attacks like Firaga Burst or like Meteor or stuff like that with links. And that was like some of the craziest stuff I could find. Outside of that, there wasn't a lot of like super crazy things. It's kind of very like dry. Just mash commands do damage in Dream Drop. Well, in Birth by Sleep has a crap ton of depth. We made an entire like 20-minute video talking about how much depth Birth by Sleep has, like over a couple of years ago. And we mentioned things like the juggling mechanics that I tweet out on Twitter, a matter of fact. Let me show you guys right here. You guys know you could do this to Terranort? He has this one really weird like punish or like opening where you can punish him and you basically can just do anything. Like you can like literally he gets looped. He just doesn't break out. Now, this is definitely a jank. Probably not on purpose. But it's cool. It's actually cool and really fun to go for. It is. And this is Terra doing this, by the way. This is Terra, not Ventus, not Aqua, who most people prefer to play as. Terra can do stuff like this in Birth by Sleep. So just think about, if Terra can do something like that, think about what like Aqua and Ventus and these other characters are capable of. And yeah, we found like a lot more stuff. So hold on. In Birth by Sleep, like there's so much cool stuff you could do with status ailments, with the ice creams, air canceling, like and Birth by Sleep, you actually can do it on a lot of bosses throughout the story. Like this is the Frozen Cavern, for example, in a combo contest submission, doing a combo on Captain Hook. Like To some people this isn't interesting, right? To some people they want something more interactive, not just you wailing on a boss while he's like stopped, right? But this is more than most like other KH games have, and it's cool because Kingdom Hearts doesn't really do much with status ailments. The only thing similar to this I can think of, and look, he's able to break dance on him, put a little mind shield around him and everything. Like it's so cool. The only thing similar to this kind of is like Maleficent and the Maleficent shots in KH1. You can do stop stuff on Maleficent and Captain Hook actually, and it's pretty cool. But like Birth by Sleep's the only other game that can do this. You can bind him. Is this really interesting, right? And look, we gotta show another one. Cavern did another one with the Aqua, and this is showing off D-Links. This is what the Cinderella D-Link. So many unique properties that this D-Link has. Let me... And Vanitas, y'all know Vanitas is a annoying boss. He is very annoying. But dude, that's wild, right? Like you can sleep Vanitas, you can juggle him with that. He dodged that one, which was a little annoying. This is interesting. Like it's very interesting. Like a lot of the stuff you can get away with in Birth by Sleep, if you really do like try to explore the combat, doing zero gravity, doing the shot blocks, like to win the fight. It's just interesting. Dream Drop doesn't have any of this. Dream Drop does not have any of this. What Birth by Sleep did with status ailments, Dream Drop does not really do. Dream Drop does have status ailments. It does have sleep, and stuff like that. But it's not really that useful against any boss fights. There's hardly any humanoid boss fights in the game. Hardly any. A lot of the Dream Eater bosses they're just big, giant Dream Eater monsters, and they're fun to fight. They actually are pretty fun to fight. Usagi, a player who I made a video about a couple of months ago, Usagi showed off some of the few cool aspects of Dream Drop, and it's actually like really cool some of the stuff Usagi's able to do. But I do think Birth by Sleep gets a little bit of an edge when it comes to just the amount of player expression it has. There is not much player expression in Dream Drop Distance. Dream Drop Distance, it's unfortunate too because I'm a big advocate for the game, and I do still think Dream Drop's a very fun game, but I think Dream Drop might be more fun casually. Like, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It is not a bad thing at all. Most people play KHM casually. Like most of you in chat play the games casually, meaning you're probably not like trying to no damage Zora or Lingering Will or anything. I think Dream Drop is a very, very fun Kingdom Hearts game. Extremely fun Kingdom Hearts game when you don't take the game seriously. And some people say that maybe that's how you should play every game. Not everyone wants to play games like that all the time. That's good for the first experience, or maybe even every couple of experiences if you replay the game often. But for me, as someone who comes from like the fighting game space as well, and I'm really into competitive gaming, one of the coolest parts about video games is the aspects of the design that aren't immediate, that you have to discover, that you have to find out about. That is some of the coolest aspects of gaming to me. Like the stuff the developers don't tell you, the stuff that the developers keep hidden, keep secret. Like they don't sit here and tell you you can do sleep and do bind on Captain Hook or like anything like that. They don't tell you you can stop Maleficent. They don't tell you you can do crazy stagger loops to Terranord, which they definitely didn't plan for, but you know, it's something just they accidentally put into the game. It's like, that's the stuff to me that takes these games from their 10 out of 10s to even beyond that, makes them some of my favorite games ever. But looking through some of the replies here, right? That's my stance. Dream Drop Distance has God tier world selection. Shout out to Low Key Matt. I agree with this. I do think Dream Drop has better worlds than Birth by Sleep. Dream Drop has way better worlds than Birth by Sleep, I'd actually say. Birth by Sleep worlds are kind of mediocre, and it's only because they are so short. Like Birth by Sleep worlds, I'm not a fan of worlds being split apart. Like I know some people love second visits in KH2. I love the concept, but I'm not the biggest fan of that for the main game. I think worlds could be really cool, like doing second visits for third visits could be really cool as like post game options, like how Kingdom Hearts 1 gave you post game, like you're able to do post game visits and grinding for Heartless after certain points in the game. Every world after Hollow Bastion's first visit became like just filled with dark balls and other enemies that are super powerful, so you could grind for more synthesis items. You could fight Kurtziza, Phantom in these Disney worlds. You could fight Sephiroth in Olympus. You revisited Olympus pretty often. Other KH games don't really do that super well. KH2 takes an approach where they do story visits with second visits, and most of the second visits are just kind of like either the other half of the Disney World or just kind of something random organization fight you leave. And that's cool, right? People say, the worlds are so good. I get to fight the organization member here. But like the world is a background to like what's going on, I guess. Like I guess to me, as someone who does care about these movies and I do like these movies, the movies aren't secondary to Kingdom Hearts lore. They're all part of it. They're all like part of what makes Kingdom Hearts Kingdom Hearts. So with Birth by Sleep, to the point, I think with Birth by Sleep worlds, they're literally split into thirds. Like in Birth by Sleep, man, each world, each visit is like 15 minutes. And to some people, they probably love that. They're like, yes, Disney worlds are so lame and boring. I want to get out of these worlds as quickly as possible. So Birth by Sleep might be one of their favorite games. But for me, man, I would like to see some of the worlds explored. However, I will say, Birth by Sleep does not have the craziest catalog of worlds. It has a lot of iconic movies, a lot of golden era Disney, like a lot of Walt Disney era Disney films, Cinderella, Snow White, that sort of thing. But I actually think like a lot of those movies are already pretty short and they aren't super interesting compared to modern movies in terms of like world building and stuff. They could do more with them. I'm sure Kingdom Hearts, or if you gave any like crazy fanfic person like a piece of paper, they could go crazy with those worlds. But I don't know. That's how it is. Birth by Sleep has better world selection, but Dream of Distance has better world design. I would actually say I like Dream Drop Distance's world selection even more because Dream Drop Distance movies are better. I think the movies in Dream Drop are better. In terms of iconic, like, in terms of popularity, yeah, Birth by Sleep's worlds are way more popular. Cage Wiki tells you everything you need to know for enemies. Yes, it does. Birth by Sleep has the better concrete story, but Dream of Distance has a bigger wow factor to me. The time travel aspect really blew me away, and I love it. Yo, Jake, you shared the same experience I had. I absolutely loved the time travel bit. Like, I thought it was so cool. I actually did, genuinely did growing up. Hold on, give me one moment, guys. I'm not walking away. I just gotta check something on Discord because I don't want to miss this. Oh, dang. Okay, I already missed it. Never mind. I'm cooked. I'm cooked. All right. Well, I was going to try to sign up for a Smash tournament last minute. But hey, you know what? Who needs Smash? Who cares? It don't matter. We Cage. Talk about Cage. It's the third. By the way, today is 3 years since Kingdom Hearts 4 was announced. How do y'all feel about that? Game explains that Vanitas is Ventus's darkness, but later in Dark Road gets revealed that Vanitas is actually a willful darkness which ruins Birth by Sleep. Would not call that a retcon. I do not think that's a retcon. Because they actually do not specify what Vanitas is in Birth by Sleep. They also do not specify what Ventus is in Birth by Sleep. Their entire story is very mysterious until Union Cross. I know it probably seems like one, but I promise you, if you go back and look back at the story, you will not see them say it directly. It is all vague. It is all completely vague. Now, is that how it was interpreted? Yeah, it was interpreted that Vanitas was as Ventus's darkness, but I'm all right with the story route they're taking. I'm the only part of the story I'm a little weird about is I'm weird about Ventus being a pure heart. Like, to me, that's kind of weird. I don't mind playing either game. Really, realistically, I'd play Birth by Sleep more over Dream Drop Distance, but that's not to discredit the fun I can have with either. Birth by Sleep is a more grounded game that, while basic on a fundamental level, is fun to explore the depth of the gameplay. Dream Drop Distance, however, adds flow motion that lets you explore context-sensitive actions on enemies and the environment, but takes away the combat extensions that BBS had, like D-Links, forms, and finishers in favor of Dream Eaters and making forms exclusive to Riku for some reason? Yeah. One other thing that makes me choose BBS over Dream Drop Distance is obviously the drop meter. I don't particularly mind having to lock in a card slot for drop me knots, but it's quite frustrating in the long run having to have less moves so you can keep playing the game. Honestly, that thing with drop me knots, I actually think is a little exaggerated, only because you can literally equip a drop me knot, pop two of them, unequip it. Like, it's not even, you don't have to have it on actively while you're playing the game. A lot of people think you can, or think that makes it easier. Like, it's probably because a lot of people don't know how the drop system actually works. That like timer, or like that like percentage, is actually telling you how fast your drop gauge is going. And I will admit, Dream Drop does not do a great job at that. Dream Drop does not explain to you how the drop system works, really, at all. Like, or maybe it does, and maybe a lot of people just skipped over it, because I might be guilty of just skipping over it, but I don't remember them necessarily teaching you the nuances of it, because things like weather affect the drop system. Actually, the longer you are a character, the better chances you have of like being the next character for longer. So it's like the drop system is like this cool system that actually complements each character the more you play, which is very interesting to me. But yeah, I don't know. You don't have to be a princess of light to be pure light. I think children are also pure light, if I remember. Yeah, but why is Ventus the only child who's a pure light then? Because they're all children in Union Cross. Like, it's not like Ventus is the only child. My hot take is that Kingdom Hearts 1 has the worst level design and the worst difficulty curve than the other numbered KH games. You are crazy. Worst level design is actually insane. Worst difficulty curve out of the numbered games, I actually agree with. I do think Kingdom Hearts 1 probably has a stronger difficulty curve. I think Kingdom Hearts 1 is the only KH game that you were like the scale, like you're definitely more reliant on your level in Kingdom Hearts 1 than you are in 2 or 3. In Kingdom Hearts 3, you can be level freaking 10, 15, and when you're in a form change, when you're doing a shot lock, you're still going to do a ton of damage. Like, your damage will definitely be cut off at a certain point, but like, you do damage no matter what level you really are in KH3. KH2, your level does matter in KH2 as well, but like, it's not as bad. Like, KH2 also has very scaled attacks and combat that does like set damage, so you don't really need to be like a crazy high level in KH2 to beat KH2. KH1, you definitely need to like be a higher level to do some decent damage. You will do chip damage in KH1 if you aren't a certain level in certain worlds. Actually, I'm so confused on what could possibly be going on that Square Enix hasn't shown anything about KH4 in 3 years. I get that there very well could be development problems, but at least tell us. Yeah, I agree. I think just some basic communication would hit for some people. I'm just biased towards Dream Drop Distance since it was my first Kingdom Hearts game that got me into the series. Not to mention, I absolutely love the Dream Eaters. Okay, so the crazy thing I noticed about this tweet, I was surprised at how mixed it was. Well, okay, I shouldn't say surprised. I was. It was interesting to see how mixed it was. If you asked me what I thought people liked more, I would say Birth by Sleep. And I would say Birth by Sleep might have the slight edge in this, because I think Birth by Sleep has more like general impact on the franchise. It was the game, like, shoot, Birth by Sleep was teased in KH2 Secret Ending. And on top of that, Birth by Sleep revealed some very popular Kingdom Hearts characters in Ventus, Terra, Aqua, especially Aqua. It's one of the only Cage games aside from Kingdom Hearts 2 where Mickey has some heavy involvement in. You get to fight alongside Mickey as Ventus, Aqua, you have a lot of like Birth by Sleep does a lot of good for the story, for this franchise as a whole. Like it showed what Kingdom Hearts can be like outside of just Sora and Riku. Like I think Birth by Sleep expanded the Kingdom Hearts series in a way that it kind of led to the crazy fan base it has now. Like, think about it. If it wasn't for Birth by Sleep, if it wasn't for Dream Drop, if it wasn't for the Key Saga, what would we be talking about lore wise? Yeah, we would talk a lot about like Kingdom Hearts 1 and how mysterious and cool Ansem was. We'd basically just be like shilling the game. But what like actual lore story that happened will we be talking about? Because I feel like some of the most talked about story elements in Kingdom Hearts are very often from the non-numbered titles. The things we theorize about, the things we stay up all night trying to connect the dots for. A lot of those things are in the non-numbered titles, or a lot of those big lore points start from the non-numbered titles. And Dream Drop and Birth by Sleep did so much for that. Birth by Sleep Critical is unbalanced. Okay, Birth by Sleep Critical mode is probably one of the best critical modes in the series. I don't know about that one. Birth by Sleep Critical mode is so broken. It's so good. A matter of fact, that like, I don't know if this is a good thing, but Birth by Sleep's critical mode is so like strong that for some reason it's like on level 1 it's like level 1 crit is somehow like easier or faster. Like it's kind of crazy how like wild that difficulty is. I don't know. I love critical in Birth by Sleep. Honestly, I think Kingdom Hearts only has 3 good critical modes. And I think it's Cage 2, 3, and BBS. Every other critical mode is kind of rough from my experience. Now, from what I remember, I think I tried playing Recoded on critical mode, and I think I might have switched halfway through. I don't fully remember what I did, but Recoded crit, I remember being kind of weird scaling wise. I agree. Something definitely is going on with KH4 for them to not give us an update. Instead, giving us a fun fact about the fruit. Like, come on, I'm not gonna lie, that fruit tweet, man, was kind of funny. It was kind of crazy. KH1 had arrow to resist damage and multiple cures on standby. Yeah, you can definitely mash through KH1 if you're like good at curing and doing arrow. Yeah, you're right. Birth by Sleep critical mode is a little easy. So if you meant unbalanced in the easy sense, yeah. Oh no, you're saying easy to get full deft. I don't know. I mean, I feel like when you play critical mode in any Kingdom Hearts game, you should expect to be one shot. Like it's gonna happen. You should fully expect to be one shot. Now, am I a big fan of a lot of one shots? I think if it's not a boss battle, I do not think Heartless should be one shotting you in like most scenarios. Most. I think it's okay sometimes, but I think one shot Heartless or Unversed or whatever enemy it is should mostly not exist. I will admit KH3 might have the most of that. I think KH3 actually probably has like the most one-shotting enemies in the franchise. KH3 is filled with one-shots in critical mode. But I guess KH3 has a lot of like cop-out options. You have like you have drive forms, or you have form changes like Hero's Origin, Counter Shield. That's basically the guard forms. All the guard forms are really good. You know what? We're talking about KH3. Let's do this. So this is the third segment. By the way, would you guys be interested if I made like the hot takes thing? Oh, what the heck? Hold on. Would you guys be interested if I made the hot take thing a series on YouTube? How you guys feel about that? Just doing like weekly Kingdom Hearts hot takes, or maybe monthly. I don't know. Whenever I feel like doing them. Probably just doing whenever I feel like. There is no cage critical mode. Problem mode's very hard though. Kupo Coin ruined Cage 3 combat. Nah. I ain't ruin it. maybe made it a little easier for some people. I do think they did too much to make KH3 easy. Like, they were very worried about people like struggling on that game for some reason. Exactly. That's why I think it'd be a good series on the channel. Our channel doesn't really have a series yet. So, or we haven't had, ever since we stopped doing the Ultimanias way back in the day, or I guess our mod showcases, were kind of close to a series we did. But ever since we stopped covering the Ultimanias back in 2021, which is coming back, by the way, first video is almost done. But ever since we stopped doing that, we haven't really had like a mainstay series on the channel that people can like come back to really often, and I guess I kind of want to do some of those. So, chat, is Kingdom Hearts 3 being good considered a hot take? Tell me, what do you think? Is the game being good considered a hot take? I thought about wording this tweet a little differently, but I just said good to cover all my bases. I was going to say, do you think Kingdom Hearts 3 being someone's favorite is a hot take? And that probably is more of a hot take. But is the game just being good a hot take? Base sucks. Remind good. Bro, KH3's base game is better than KH2. Y'all are tripping. Alright, that might be the biggest hot take I've said today. Look, I stand by this. Base game KH3 is better. Alright? I kind of want to see if there's any post. Like, hold on, I might take this off display right quick. I kind of want to see if there's any post that I made like when KH3 first came out, like finish KH3 or anything. I need to look that up. Like, what was my like? I definitely know I tweeted. I had to have tweeted when like I first beat the game. Hold up. Base KH3 didn't even have Oathkeeper and Oblivion. All right, look, Aaron, look. You're freaking. That is pretty bad. Like, I'm not gonna act like that's not like that's some like thing that doesn't matter. That is pretty bad. But is it worth that I didn't even think about it until they like talked about it? KH3 does not have original Keyblades like that. I do kind of think that's a L. Like, they should have original Keyblades for sure. I'm trying to find any tweets I made like beating KH3 for the first time, but it's really hard to search these up. I don't know. I probably typed like I beat KH3 or something. Dude, I want to go back. Is there a way to just easily search your tweets? Like, I gotta look at like 2019 tweets. Oh, I can't find them. Chat might be cooked. I can't find them. Can I type 2019 by chance and find 2019 tweets? I don't think that's possible, unfortunately. Yeah, I can't find it, man. I can't find it. Alright, well. Go back. I enjoyed it. Definitely had its issues. For me personally, they were in the writing, but I didn't think it was anywhere near as bad as people said it was. Yeah. Base KH3's alright slash good. KH3 plus Remind, amazing. KH3 plus Remind plus 2 or 3 mods, near perfect. Okay, I hate the. I'll admit I don't like the mods argument because when I talk about these things, I don't include mods only because mods. I love the modding community, big supporter of the modding community, and I'm happy they're making content for the game for the franchise. When Square ain't doing it, Square ain't making. Well, they're making something. We just don't know what it is. They lend whatever they're cooking simmering. That doesn't simmer in the pot for a long time. I might be burnt a little bit, but seriously, I don't include mods in my takes mainly because like, yeah, like you could say Cage 3 is the best game ever if you add better movement mod or Cage 2 combat mod or something like that, but that's not Cage 3. That's not what the game is at the end of the day. So like that's not what that like the game can play better for you with the mod, but it is not that's not what the game is. So we review the game off of what it is out the box, whether you love it or hate it. The base Cage 3 has critical mode. They didn't release critical mode in Cage 3 till a month later. I was happy when they did. I would include that in the game, but like a lot of people who bought Cage 3 at launch probably didn't experience critical mode. Okay, me. They released it in like the end of April, I think, something like that. No, not, I said a month. They didn't release critical mode in Cage 3 for like 3 months. They didn't release because I forgot it came out in January. That's crazy. Base game is good. Remind is great. People just nitpick too much and made mountains out of molehills. Some choices weren't great, but not as bad as some people make them out to be. It's crazy about some of the choices because, like, what were people wanting to happen instead? Like, is what I'm wondering. Because for me, right, the main things that mattered to me in Cage 3 were the return cutscenes, and they did the return cutscenes completely perfect. I even think the ending was great personally. If you didn't like the story disappeared, I get it. I understand. It sucks having the protagonist. Like that's an emotional moment. You didn't want to see that happen. You wanted the picture perfect happy ending. That felt like the series could end there. But nah. Like I thought the return cutscenes, the main cutscenes that I was anticipating, the Birth by Sleep trio coming back, the Days trio coming back, that's what I wanted and needed to happen. And they did those masterfully, man. They did those so freaking good. I loved it. I feel like a lot of people must have like I don't know what people really needed to happen. I'm sure I do know, but I just don't remember anymore. It's like for me, I guess the return cutscenes is the main thing that mattered. Anything else was secondary. Like if I didn't like Riku could have done more in Cage 3, right? Like that's a criticism I have. But to me, right, Riku not having like the most major role in 3 isn't like a knockdown for the game because I feel like Riku is going to be a major part of the next arc. He just was the main character in like Dream Drop Distance. I feel like Riku is going to be very involved in the Lost Masters arc and the future story. So like him being gone in 3 it doesn't feel that bad. It has been a long time, admittedly, since 3 came out, but like to me, these are like chapters in a book. It's like some chapters don't have certain characters as like at the forefront. Now, if you think Riku should have been in that position for like the finale, I understand. I do get it. It's just like I think the story was very much so about Sora and about the other characters returning. It was about bringing everything together from Days, from Birth by Sleep, Dream Drop Distance. So I was happy with a lot of the story decisions. Like I go out of my way to say I love them. Cage 3 has multiple of my favorite cutscenes in like the Cage franchise as a whole. People wanted a conclusion to the Xehanort saga, but half the game's story was spent building up the Lost Master saga, and it probably didn't help that it kind of ended on a cliffhanger. Yeah, I get that, but like when you look at it in retrospect, though, they still kind of did like wrap up the Dark Seeker saga. Like they wrapped up what Xehanort's plan was and his whole fight. Like I don't think Xehanort's going to bring the organization together again to take down Kingdom Hearts. Like that's not happening anymore. So like I think it would have been a more nuanced take pre-Remind, or maybe even like Maybe even it was a little more skeptical before we saw what direction they were going in. But I think the current direction they're going in, yeah, that was definitely a finale to the Darkseeker saga to me. I do agree, though, they did spend a decent bit of the game building up the Lost Masters saga, which I do think is questionable. Because I think a lot of the cutscenes outside of Keyblade Graveyard were doing that, like the Keyblade Legacy thing, or the, I don't know, like the epilogue is straight up just a teaser for the Lost Masters. Like, there's a lot of, like, small build up for whatever's coming after. But that's okay to me. Like, you, like, build up hype for the next story. That's fine. Because without KH3 doing that, all the hype for the next story would be off of the mobile games, and then we would have actually nothing to discuss right now. So I'm cool with it. You know, KH3 was like a chapter close for the Darkseeker saga. But it's just a big chapter in the overall book that's Kingdom Hearts. And I don't know. I'm excited to see where it goes next. KH3 is a big reason why I'm excited to see where it goes next. So, do I even need to read all these takes here? We already know what's going to be like. I don't think it was ever a hot take, just like any other game. Some people like it, some people don't. There are /war extreme people on both sides, which help paint the illusion that liking the game is this crazy thing. But again, it's not unique to KH3. Big agree from Limit. I made this reply to Mira. Mira said, back when it first dropped, it was a burning hot take. Now people came around on the game post-Remind. There's a lot of people that are still loud and wrong that haven't touched it since day one, though. Loud and wrong is crazy. I honestly don't even... and I responded saying, I don't even think it was a hot take when it first came out, and I genuinely still think this. I don't even think it was a hot take when it first came out. Though it felt like it because the other side that didn't like it was very aggressive. Same people that liked it back then still like it now, but I think more people plus new players are coming around and enjoying it. And that's one thing. A lot of new players who get into Kingdom Hearts, they are loving KH3, and I love that. It makes me happy. I was fine with the story, but I like some of the gameplay choices. Wait. Oh, but like some of the gameplay choices was where I had issues. Mostly because the Arendelle world was super repetitive to me. And Oathkeeper and Oblivion weren't at launch. Yeah, Oathkeeper and Oblivion being at launch would have been cool. Keyblade Legacy cutscene literally went nowhere yet. Went nowhere yet. See, it went... The Keyblade Legacy cutscene, well, I won't say it went nowhere. Then, like, literally the week before that KH3 came out, like, a week or two before KH3 came out, didn't Larxene get revealed in Union Cross? Like... Marluxia was already revealed in Union Cross as well. You have all the stuff... I don't know. I definitely think I want to say that cutscene went nowhere. Yeah, Don and Goofy being with Sora was 100% the right choice. I know some people disagree with that, but like, bro, I don't know, you gotta replay the series or something, because Don and Goofy have literally been there for Sora in every single situation he's been in. Not a single time did Don, like, even when they wavered, right? Even when they wavered during that one little moment in KH1, they came back to Sora. Like, that was a big moment. Like, Don and Goofy have been there through it all. Sora's entire journey against Xehanort as a Keyblade wielder is with them. Now, for this next saga, though, this next saga should be about Sora, Riku, and Kairi. And I think the series should end with Sora, Riku, and Kairi. Yo, what's her name? Ladder? What's good, Ladder Day Gamer? You wonder why Ansem didn't fight with his Guardian Heartless in the final battle? It's because Terranort had it, and Terra returned. Simple as that. That's all it was. That's the main reason. As the main reason. But honestly, I might wrap it up for the hot take stream. Might wrap it up. I was going to stream Smash after this, but short stream is fine. So, would you guys like me to do more hot take streams like this, where I like go on Twitter, do the hot take thing, tweet some stuff, and we I don't know, we talk about it on live stream. I'm thinking about compiling this into YouTube videos that will like obviously play out way better. I'll probably cut out a lot of the rambling and the side tangents, but just overall talking about like some of my points in a clearer fashion. But would you guys be interested in that? I will need a Blue Sky account. I don't know. I do need to make one just to have it, but I don't think Blue Sky is gonna like overtake Twitter ever, to be honest. Unless Twitter literally like closes down, like period. I don't think anyone's moving over to Blue Sky personally. Um mm, be down for that. Hot takes about characters. Character hot takes. Ooh. I feel like a lot of the character hot takes there's going to be people saying Sora's trash or something like that. And I'm going to be like, boy, what? Doesn't need to. What do you mean? I'm going to put some more music on. You have a hot take for every character? Really? Okay, I don't know if I have a hot take for every character, honestly. Like I'm not sure if I do. Like I have a hot take for Ventus. I think Ventus is well, I think Ventus's character didn't get interesting until Union Cross. That's my hot take. Now I mean, it doesn't need to overtake Twitter, but it's just like I don't know. I mean, like all the people who are on Blue Sky are on Twitter as well. Like they have the bot that posts all their Blue Sky tweets to Twitter, anyways. So it's like it's not really. I'm not really incentivized. I know people go over to Blue Sky for like for like the positivity and stuff on that app, I guess, or whatever. Like I'm not against that app, and I'm for what it's trying to do. I do think these apps need competition, but like my whole reason for making a social media in the first place is to just reach more people, and I'm a be on the platform with the most people. This is kind of how it is. Twitter doesn't have the most people, but it's a platform that has more people, regardless of toxicity or takes and yada yada. Get all at least you get all of them. But I should make a Blue Sky so I can have my account there, and maybe I should just repost on Blue Sky or have the bot that like post all my tweets to Blue Sky. That might be the wave. Terra's the true MVP, most hated character, but the strongest besides Sora and Roxas, in my opinion. For stars, we could rank the strongest people in Kingdom Hearts. I think we might have done that before. I'd be down to do it again though. Shoot, I'd be totally down. Anyways, though, I think I'm gonna end off the stream there. I appreciate you guys a lot coming out to today's stream. It means a lot to you, boy. We're going to try and stream daily again this month. I'm gonna try. I'm trying to work so much with content, shorts. We've been uploading like close to daily for this month so far. I think we missed like a day or two. We missed I think like April 2nd, and I think we missed we missed April 8th? No, April 6th, I think. But we're trying to do daily or bi-daily uploads on top of still working on our bigger videos. And it's hard, but I want to maintain streaming as well. So while also keeping everything entertaining. I'm trying to reach them goals, go crazy. I want this to be our year. We're 4 months in. We've had some great strides this year so far. We're going to try to keep it going. We still doing hot takes? We just got done doing hot takes. You missed it a little bit. But we're also ending the stream. Thank you guys a lot for coming out. I really appreciate you. And remember to be nice, be safe, and take care, everyone.